Aloha and good morning. On my way to yoga this morning, and I just have a few minutes I wanted to spend with you to really tell you that, life is a series of variable dynamics, constantly flowing all the time, constantly changing. And it's time for everybody to change their ways, change their lifestyle, change their future. You can't change the past, but you can definitely learn from it. The present, of course, is the miracle at hand, and the future is where we can guide ourselves to go. And when you really look at the population right now, we all need change. Physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, all these different things, as they say. We need to upgrade and or optimize. Or, the word I like to use is also to enhance. So, life is, like I said, a very complex dynamics of choices. So, one of the best choices you can do, and I'm not saying this just because I want you to get on a plant-based diet, but is to relieve yourself of the stress that you're eating from flesh, even if it's organic. Okay? Your DNA, which is very complex and very organized, can only really understand and see, okay, what it's been programmed to see. So once we get more programmed and we become more efficient with unscrambling, because these are words I'm trying to use here, because this is a hyperdimensional, multidimensional system here. So the more bits of information we as a species can translate, the more we as a species evolve. Not just one or two of us, but the collective species. You've heard the saying, we are all one. Of course we are. We all came from the same set of circumstances. We have no idea where we came from, but we know that there's birds, there's bees, there's whales, there's snails, there's all these beautiful plants, fishes, okay? We live in a kingdom that is like the best hotel you could ever want to check into. So we've made this into sort of like a little bit like the song Hotel California. Okay? Life in the Fast Lane. Okay, these are all very good songs that we can learn from. Definitely, we as a species, like we said, we've all been talking about this, everybody, okay? I don't care if it's the evening news. We see the changes happening in the weather. We see the changes happening in everything that we are involved in, no matter what it is. So, smartest thing, like I said, is to be able to really get clear in the mind. Clear. It's not easy to do nowadays. So, getting heavy metals out of your system and relieving your system just for 6 months. If you want to go back to eating meat in 6 months, then go back. I would probably stay away from eating terrestrial animals, and I would probably, if I had to eat any flesh, I'd probably eat fish. If your gut wall bacteria are functioning correctly, then the mercury and the pollutants, a lot of them, your system will go ahead and actually transform and utilize them as a subsequent fuel and or byproduct, breaking it down further to an organic level that is assimilable instead of accumulational. So, the best connection that you're going to get, remember, is to connect with nature. Connecting with nature means that you're going to feel very fulfilled. If you feel depressed, it's most likely because you're disconnected from nature. And how do you disconnect from nature? Well, your body becomes more of not itself than what it is of itself, meaning that you have so many cells and so many things that are you and I, and whatever else inhabits within us, from heavy metals, plastics, to creatures that live within our garment, our flesh garment, our body, okay, our vehicle. And you can see how most of the people are very full of creatures. Body fat is a creature. Yeast, mold, fungus, candida, they're creatures. We all know they're insatiably hungry. That's why we're insatiably hungry all the time. So, changing yourself to this plant-based, non-contaminated, trying to get as heirloom as you can, meaning that you're staying away from GMO, you're staying away from polluting yourself in your bathroom. Okay, you're upgrading everything as much as you can. Terrain modification principles, protocols, they're very simple. So once you put these protocols with the plant-based diet, then you get miracles to happen. Miracles. And what kind of miracles are we talking about? Well, sickness to health. That's a miracle. So let's say you're not sick, but you've got body fat. That's a sickness. You just don't have the sickness yet. So no matter what level you're at, let's say you're at the optimizational level, that would mean that you'd want to become more. You're already healthy, you want to get optimized. And if you're at the conscious level, or the more aware level, and your main directive is to become more human, become more complete, to be able to see more, feel more, be more. Okay, the conscious group's very small, but this will enlighten you drastically by removing tons of creatures, by removing tons, I'm just saying that, thousands, billions of particles of different types of chemicals and contaminants. So the big picture is to be able to make your mitochondria, and we talk about this a lot, the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cells, and what we are striving to do is to connect the mitochondria together, the powerhouses of our cells. Each of the cells have a little motor inside called the powerhouse, okay, or the generator. So when you put all these generators together, we get healthy, and when they fall apart, they're not so healthy. Okay, your body falls apart when you lose your power in your mitochondria, when you lose your connection to your mitochondria. Okay, I'm here, and off to yoga. Do something for yourself today. Okay, aloha, and we'll see you next time.
Important reminder: all information and ideas are for informational purposes only and are in no way intended as medical advice or as a substitute for medical counseling. Earthshift Products, Dr. Robert Cassar, all of their partners, affiliates, and subsidiaries will not be held accountable for the use or misuse of the information presented therein. This information is not intended as medical advice. The authors, publishers, and speakers of this work are not medical doctors and do not recommend the use of mineral-deficient foods, drugs, or medicines to achieve beauty and to alleviate health challenges. Because there is always some risk involved, all persons involved with the development and distribution of this information are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences of any kind resulting from the use or misuse of any suggestions or procedures described on our website or Earthshift Live radio talk show or therein.